Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome to this newest installment of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Well, here we are. Again, I am breaking out a wing collar this time around for a big pizza. This is the big one, as they say. Actually, I've never heard anyone say that, but I guess it is now. I guess it is the big one. Little Caesars, they have released a new pizza. I always like doing these pizza reviews. You know, I am a pizza fiend, as they say, and it's always fun to just see what these places come up with. Of course, a lot of establishments, when it comes up to making new pizzas, adding something to the menu, whatever it might be, a common theme is the crust. Do something with the crust, you know, a stuffed crust or a thin, or whatever it is. But the crust is a very, very common point of focus here in terms of new pizzas. This is no exception. Little Caesars has just released their pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza. Now, the name is self-explanatory. I was going to try to make some sort of joke about how difficult to decipher the name is or something, but that didn't work out. The pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza. What is it? It is exactly what they say it is. So there are no olives this time around, but there is pepperoni and there is cheese inside the crust. So it's a stuffed crust pizza. Instead of just regular cheese, there's pepperoni along with it. Now, it's not just any regular pizza, though. You have yourself an extra most bestest pepperoni pizza. So that comes with extra pepperoni on the pizza itself, as well as Munster and mozzarella cheeses. In the crust, you have mozzarella cheese, not mozzarella pepperoni, those are two different things. Mozzarella cheese and pepperoni in the crust, and then the cherry on top, with no actual cherries involved, nor any sort of cherry flavor. The crust is brushed with butter, and then Parmesan cheese is sprinkled on, akin to the crazy bread, which it's kind of like, I guess some people are saying, it's like a little bit of everything. You know, you're getting some extra pepperoni, you're getting the crazy bread, all in one, and that's what we have ourselves here. Price for this, $10. Little Caesars is one of those establishments that, you know, they try to say, look, if you're just looking for some cheap eats, you know, if you find yourself in a situation where you're rather impecunious and you still want that pizza, hey, we're here for you. And Little Caesars, from my experience, especially considering that this large, you know, giant stuffed crust pizza is only $10, based on prior reviews, I always find that Little Caesars is one of two things. It's either outstanding, and it's like, I can't believe this pizza is this good for this price, or I'll kind of sit there and shrug and I'll say, I don't know, I guess you kind of get what you pay for. So that's what we have there. In addition to pizza, they are also serving up Peace of Mind, creature on the moped. This time it showed up in a car, so they need to update the box. And I will say this, it's a heavy box. This is one of the heaviest pizzas I've seen in a while. Ooh, a very greasy pizza, too. Look at that. All right, let's open this up. Let's see what we have. Oh, yeah, this is a greasy pizza. There we go. All right, you can see, that's what the pizza looks like. Right there. You can see the box and all the grease on it, glistening grease on the pizza. But you can see that pepperoni, you can see the Parmesan on the crust there, and all of that. Lots of pepperoni, bit of cheese also. So there's the pizza. Lots of seasoning on that crust, though, let me tell you. Let's get that thumbnail shot real quick. Here's my concern, and I just say this. I'll hold up a slice, of course, so you can see it. You know what? I'm just going to be brazen, all right? I'm going to be brazen, and I'm going to go with the greasiest slice. Oh, yeah. with my alien-like appendages holding it up. Look at all that grease in there. Wow, that thing is packed with grease. Pepperoni, lots of it. So, here is my concern, alright? My concern is that with all this grease, it's going to be like, because I know people like their grease with their fast food, etc., but it's going to be like it's too much of a good thing, you know, and it's going to be overwhelming. That's my concern. Will it hold true? I don't know. So we'll try out the pizza, we'll try out the crust, try to get a well-rounded assessment thereof, and that's what we have. So, the pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza from Little Caesars going in. Pizza so far, and I'm just going to kind of brush over the pizza because we're all focused on the crust. And I mean, you can get a extra most bestest pizza, and you can look at my review of that if you want that in more detail. Pizza so far is basic, very greasy, a lot of spice in the pepperoni this time around, but still some nice, robust tomato sauce, which is good. Now I'm just going to dive right into the crust. It's not bad, but where's the pepperoni? That's what I'm looking for. Well, it tastes good. I'll say that. This pizza is over 3,000 calories. I'll say that, and I understand why. But it's not bad. I'll say that. In terms of the crust, the greasiness of it, look at all that. It's certainly this is your fast food pizza, all right. In terms of the flavor, though, it's really, really buttery, really greasy. They were very liberal in terms of the application of the garlic butter on the crust. So every single bite of it, I mean, it's just packed with that garlic butter, but it's not overboard. There is lots of it, but it's just like an extra garlicky breadstick. I mean, nothing really bad about that. The cheese, good amount of it, standard stuffed crust, you know, in terms of the mozzarella cheese. So that kind of works a little bit to counteract some of the garlic, but I'm looking for pepperoni. So let's try this slice out. And I'm not really finding any. You see, that's my issue. Nothing to be found there. Did they forget to put pepperoni in the crust? Well, Here it is. Look at this. Look at this. We found it. It's like, this is like finding buried treasure. Look at it. There it is. That's the pepperoni in the crust. Oh, we lucked out. And the reason why you might say, oh, you're wasting your time. You're wasting my time with this review, bro. Why don't you just cut to when you find a piece of pepperoni? Because I just want to give you the real deal. That's what I want to do. And after all that, here's the thing, at least in my specific case, to be aware of. The pizza is like a basic extramost bestest pepperoni pizza, so it's not bad at all. Lots and lots of pepperoni. You could clearly see that by now. Pizza's fine. Nothing really to rant or rave about. Completely fine. The crust we've already established that it's very buttery, very, very garlicky. I really do like these seasoned crusts. I think it's a fantastic addition, and I haven't any sort of complaint or problem with that. And a good amount of mozzarella therein, likewise. However, my issue is that you could clearly see, and I think this is more or less an individual type of thing. You'll probably get this, and there will be more pepperoni in the crusts than in my case. But you saw me eat that slice. You saw me show you the cross section. You saw me look at the second slice, dissect it essentially, and there was no pepperoni. 3 slices is what it took to find one single piece of pepperoni, compared again to the very, very heavy distribution of the pepperoni on the rest of the pizza. When they say the pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza, granted the pepperoni is an equal part, and you expect there at least to be a decent amount of it in the crust. The amount in the crust in my case is negligible, and factoring in how much butter and garlic and seasoning and all that, you can't taste it. It's like, all right, I guess it's there, but it gets lost in everything else. And that's the thing. This is a tasty pizza. I like it. Probably it's healthier for the mind than it is anything else, but it still tastes good. I do like it. And again, I think the crust is delicious. My fear was that it was going to be overwhelming too much, and it does look like it's a lot, and it's a very filling pizza. It's at a good price though, $10. I do wish though that in my case there was more pepperoni, and as a result the amount of pepperoni in here is negligible. Doesn't really make much of a difference whether there is or isn't any pepperoni. I would be willing to say, if I were to take the amount of pepperoni that were in the stuffed crust and extrapolate that and assume that it was more even, I would still be willing to say that just there's so many other prevailing flavors, lots of the mozzarella cheese, the garlic butter, etc., that the pepperoni doesn't really make much of a difference. Still, it's a good pizza, though. Just understand that you're pretty much going to taste the pepperoni everywhere but the crust. Still a delicious, flavorful pizza, though, but factoring in the fact that the rest of the pizza is good, but the crust itself lacking a little bit on the pepperoni, I'm just going to be giving this a 7 out of 10 flat. I've been given a lot of things 7 out of 10. Still a good pizza, just doesn't necessarily live up to its name completely, but that's what we have for you there. Again, the pepperoni and the crust gets lost in some of the other flavors. Alright, that's all that I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, trying out the pepperoni and cheese stuffed crust pizza. A decent pizza at a decent price, just wish the pepperoni was a little more prevalent in the crust. That's all.